everybody we talk to, it's always been about how do we get to the NCAA Tournament? How do we win the Atlantic 10? How do we continue to grow? Please let me help welcome our new head women's basketball coach, Rebecca Till.
I am a teacher. The court is my classroom. Started out as a teacher from a family of educators. I'm about empowering women. You know, this program cares deeply about women's athletics, and tell everybody you know about the work that they plan to put in and where we plan to go.
You know, Coach Tillett told us yesterday, you know, I asked her, when did this kind of turn around for you? She said, we played a non-conference game late against Wichita State that we came back in from a big deficit, and it started to give our players some confidence that they could do some things.
Getting that belief, so important, especially this time of year as we tip it off. St. Louis in blue, and Kennedy Calhoun cannot quite keep the ball in bounds, so it will go to UMass, the Minutewomen in white, as the 1 seed in this tournament.
2 all-league defensive players, and so this will be an interesting contrast.
Joe Vasili, one of our referee crew here for this one today, and immediately it's a drive to the basket with authority from Sydney Taylor. Your starting 5 for the Billikens. Keep your eye on number 00, Kyla McMakin, Kennedy Calhoun, Julia Martinez. Coach, I know a player who's impressed you, Mia Nicastro, and of course Flowers on the inside.
Yeah, this is an interesting team. They're not the best shooting team, but they get themselves good shots like that. Get in the paint. I love watching Martinez play. We'll talk more about her later.
Here's your starting 5 for UMass. Sydney Taylor, an A-10 first-team selection. Biloxi on the defensive team. Mayo back in her hometown of Wilmington. And another good basket inside UMass. There's McMakin. Her first 2 points of the game. She is now 9 away from the single-season record for points at St. Louis.
And that's good for her to see one go in there. Well, there, which what we were just talking about in the pregame.
Martinez. Another good basket.
Well, it's interesting. We have a 1-point game already, a 7-6 game, and it's the difference is in the 3-point shot, and that may be the difference in the game.
Woo! On cue, Biloxi knocking it down.
UMass is usually the better 3-point shooting team.
Martinez takes it right back. Good shot fake. McMakin blocking foul.
They can space the floor and spread St. Louis's defense out a little bit.
McMakin, typically a very good free throw shooter, as you see Tori Verdi, a coach I know you know well.
Yep, former assistant. He was up already yelling at Taylor for not staying down.
Calhoun got her hands to the basketball, but then, wow, what a take by Mayo.
A lot of contact.
Well, she makes a lot of them,
Great
so it gets
pass.
allowed. Yeah, Flowers running the floor.
Flowers does that. She gets out.
So quick to the basket. Biloxi manages to get the ball. She is fouled on the putback attempt. Number 1 all-time in her program in games played and assists. So she's written her name individually in the record books. And UMass last year as a team went into the books with their first ever A-10 championship. This is their 3rd straight year in the final game of this tournament, though.
I think you could trace a lot of UMass's program turnaround to her and Sam Green's arrival.
When you talk about St. Louis, you can't not talk about this team without the turnaround that they've had. I mean, look at their early months of the season, and then look what they've done in February and March.
Just an incredible thing. I mean, getting your confidence back. That win helped, but it started. They had a close game with Rhode Island right before that streak, and then they just got going. They upped their defense. They upped their offense efficiency.
Mayo. Sweet finish. 6 points in the game for Brania Mayo.
Well, both teams have attacked the paint. You know, I know UMass has made a couple threes, but a lot of it's come because they were having success going to the basket. McMakin twice in a row.
Spins her way to the basket. 7 points in the game for McMakin.
She had such a tough start yesterday. I think she started out 2 for 12, and today she's really attacking right off the bat.
McMakin, one of 4 players who came to St. Louis along with their head coach, Rebecca Tillett from Longwood. Mayo going to work again. This time it is an offensive foul. So when a player's getting hot, going in the paint, that's one way to cool them off. St. Louis picked 12th in the preseason in the A-10. And this run they've gone on, they're hoping it can culminate in a championship as Martinez has 4. Now Kaleja. Gotta get to the spot. Henry Flagg, number 2 into the game for St. Louis. Good look inside for Kennedy.
Great pass by Martinez. Great read.
Billikens take the lead by 2. Nearly 3 minutes now without a bucket for UMass, but McKenna White changes that. Breen, seen enough of Martinez causing trouble. That had given St. Louis their first lead of this game. Tied again at 17, 6 on the shot clock. It's knocked away. Taylor picks it up and puts it in.
Those little plays defensively, just a little deflection, they end up being big at some point during the game. Should be holding it for the last shot. They usually run high ball screens to get a look at attacking the paint.
Flowers up there, ready to set the screen, but Philoxy gets around it. Martinez, another good dish to McMakin.
Great back door again. Got Taylor turning her head.
South Carolina, is anybody going to beat the Gamecocks this season? That's the question.
Only if you can out-rebound them. That's the only chance you have right now.
3 to start the second quarter. Taylor gets that one to fall.
It's going to be the difference, though. Right now, a 3 for 7 from 3 for UMass is going to be acceptable if you hold St. Louis down to their normal low three-pointing percentage.
And St. Louis, 27% three-point shooting team on the season. Taylor, she likes to launch him, and watch out, she might just be feeling it. Now McMakin. 2 more for her, and that is a new single-season scoring record for the Billikens. Looking for Breen. Kaleja puts it back up.
They are just pounding the offensive boards right now.
Sam Breen just 3 points in the game for the 2-time A-10 Player of the Year, and then she blocks the shot blocker. Yeah, Mayo went out 3:22 to go in the first when she picked up her second personal foul. Gotten off to a hot start, has 6 points in the game for UMass. That's a difficult shot, high level of difficulty, better execution for Calhoun, and 1.
That's as tough a shot as you can get. I mean, you have no angle to use the glass. You're being bumped with a little hesitation, gets through traffic, takes the hit, and finishes it up high. That's a great play. Getting yourself to the line like that kind of resets your team a little bit too.
These players like Calhoun and McMakin coming over from Longwood, look, they know what it feels like to win a championship. They won a Big South championship last year, win a conference championship in 2 different leagues in back-to-back years.
That's a heartbreak miss right there. That was halfway down. Great pass.
Flowers gets the roll, and it is a 1-point game.
Martinez and Flowers have played together for several years, and they have this connection visually with each other that's really good.
Now Flowers has gone for that steal a couple of times. That leaves her team vulnerable.
She gave up a 3 earlier to Breen, and now good pass by Breen.
Billikens have not been able to penetrate the paint quite as easily as they did in the first quarter. You said you imagined Torrey Verdi was having a conversation with his team.
You see more help standing in the paint, but there's McMakin again. and it's funny, you know, as bad a day she had yesterday, and she's been streaky. Don't let her have this thought that she can make everything. She could get it. She literally could come out and get 30 with that kind of a game.
She had a 40-point game earlier this season, as Mayo now has 8. Has to get through UMass, though. The Minute Women with the 3-point lead. Back door is open!
Again, Martinez making the pass.
That was Nafa Hydra, the senior, coming off the bench and going right to the basket for St. Louis. Taylor got it to Gallikalandi.
UMass came out in almost like a matchup zone last time. Very soft out on the perimeter.
Gallikalandi on the free throw line. Senior out of New Hampshire misses the second. She's got 3 points in the game. 2-point UMass lead. Martinez being guarded by Gallikalandi. That's a tough match. And then a little bit of a friendly spin on the rim for Peyton Kennedy.
That was, I think, only the second offensive rebound that St. Louis has had in this game.
Well, they made the most of it, tied this game up. Taylor pulling her way to the basket, but that is an offensive foul. 7 to shoot. McMakin doesn't need that much time. Martinez working the glass. Boy, she does a little bit of everything.
And gets undercut.
By the way, Martinez already has 7 assists in this game, in the first half. 4 points, 4 rebounds. I mean, she is always flirting in that triple-double territory.
Yeah, and when she gets as many steals as she does, I feel like she can add that to the to the mix.
Instead is Falaxi driving. Falaxi 1 for 2 from the line in this game. And this is the first. And that is the #1 shot blocker in the country, Flowers.
Been way too many paint penetrations by St. Louis for Tori Verdi's liking. And they got the shot they want. A long 3 off a defensive rebound, and now you can get out and get your own offense started.
Couldn't break the tie. Our 7th of this game in the first half. Breen 1 for 5 from the floor. Martinez goes up high, tips it, and does get the finish on the other end.
I switched her from linebacker to free safety.
That's allowed. She's versatile. Taylor from the free throw line. Another rebound for Martinez. Going up to Kennedy. Easy 2. Falaxi took some contact from McMakin, so she'll have some more free throws to shoot.
She likes to seek it.
Two for 2 that time for Falaxi from the line. Oh, which she's accustomed to. 73% shooter. 2-point St. Louis lead. Can they add to that here? Calhoun, that's a foul. That is called on Calhoun.
Well, UMass has a chance to tie or take the lead here. Hold the ball for the last shot. Let's see how patient they are.
Breen, little off balance.
Way too soon. I have no idea what they were thinking.
Martinez looking up the floor. Calhoun took some steps. Breen. Taylor.
That was dangerous.
And it goes in. And guess what? We are tied again. The 8th tie of the first half of this A-10 championship game.
St. Louis just needs to keep doing what they're doing and make a few threes probably. And it may come down to who makes free throws at the end of the game.
Immediately, UMass goes inside to Gallikalandi.
They got the foul out of it.
They did, and it was third personal on Kennedy Calhoun.
I think in a game like this, you know which players you can trust that she'll try to stay out of it. The one way Sam Green might get herself going is try to get a running start from the outside on the offensive boards, get some of those kind of paint points.
Gallicolandi, good defense on Flowers. Taylor, is anybody going to stop her going to the basket? She might have just gotten a little too out of control. Faloxi found Gallicolandi.
Well, that's, you know, you have somebody take a tough shot, but if you hustle and get an offensive rebound and make up for it, it makes all the difference in the world.
Breen nearly had it. Instead, Peyton Kennedy puts it up and in. Well, she played 30 in the semi yesterday. Whoops! Way too wide open. 6'2" Minutewomen in this quarter. Martinez, emphatic drive.
She gets the ball at the top. She loves going left to right across the lane where she can get her shoulder by the defender and lead in. And she's their energy person every single night.
But the most important number, that one on the scoreboard. She pulls St. Louis within one for now. Calhoun. Billikens swinging it around. I mean, that is all kinds of time for McMakin. You know she's knocking that one down.
We said they hadn't made a three, and if they start making those, that's what they did in the third quarter the last two times these teams played.
There's the first, but you got to get back on deep. Faloxi making him pay.
Well, and Calhoun has to be careful with 3 fouls now. She tried to just stay in front, but you have to be a lot more patient.
Kennedy, good passing in the interior to find Flowers.
Both teams have had defensive breakdown mistakes.
Mayo back in her hometown of Wilmington. Lots of fans in the stands. They'll applaud that one as she's now in double digits.
Hometown roll. Hung there and went the right way. UMass back in the zone.
Martinez has a dozen.
If you're in a 2-3 zone, there shouldn't be that big a gap.
Breen one-on-one against Flowers. Yep. Most outstanding player last year for UMass as the Minutewomen won the A-10 for the first time in their program history. Calhoun from deep. That's 2 triples now for the Billikens.
And we got a timeout by UMass. They've seen enough of that.
A reminder of what's at stake, of course, that A-10 championship, which UMass won for the first time in program history last year, back in this championship game for the 3rd straight year. St. Louis here for the first time. Martinez, let's add a block to her scoreline. She's filling it up. Good. Looks inside. Flowers, the beneficiary.
Well, there's St. Louis encapsulated right there.
5 points is the largest lead of the game for the Billikens, and UMass now has missed their last 6 3-point attempts, where it's been just the opposite. St. Louis has made their last 2 after missing all 7 in the first half. Chance in transition. Faloxi's going to take it herself. She is now 2nd in program history in steals. She earned that in the semifinal yesterday for St. Louis. Largest lead of the game here for the Billikens at 5. They've been hot, making 7 of their last 9 from the floor. McMakin crosses over a couple of times to get herself a look. Faloxi clear out of her way. She stops and finds Mayo off the glass and in.
St. Louis getting Calhoun a little bit of a break here too.
Flag in the game, takes the triple, misses. Taylor the rebound.
They got numbers here.
Mayo.
Again.
It's the first personal against Brooke Flowers.
And it was interesting, each team only gets to have one player represent them as a candidate for the all-defensive team. And they basically, at St. Louis, flip coins back and forth between her and Martinez.
All defensive team selections from the league this year. Asia Dingle of Fordham, the co-defensive player of the year along with Flowers.
doesn't quite have that like tension yet that it has, because the teams have kind of stayed at an even keel going back and forth, but without being like spectacular right now.
We'll see how they handle it once we get to the fourth. We're almost there. Under 2 to go in the third. 2-point game. Shot fake. And Taylor ready to run is Philoxy for an easy 2 in transition, and we are tied once again.
Well, they're tied because they had 3 transition opportunities in a row here. Off their defense, getting a stop.
Meanwhile, it's been a scoring drought of over 2 minutes for St. Louis. After they've been so hot, Peyton Kennedy changes things.
Those were the shots that they were hitting in front of their bench 11 days ago.
Only loss for UMass coming down the stretch in
2
the
months
last 15
without a loss
games.
until then.
Mayo. The follow-up from White is good. What a game. This is exactly what you want in the postseason. Tight game, both teams executing at a high level. Martinez just dancing around looking for options. 7 on the shot clock. Kennedy hit the last 3 for her team. Now she hits from the free throw line for 2.
She's a really good shooter. I like watching her play.
7 points in this quarter for Peyton Kennedy, 13 in the game.
She's been 47 from the floor and 39 from the three-point line all season, and showing it today.
Led the team, 15 points. That big semifinal win against Rhode Island yesterday. Final shot of the quarter, perhaps. Breen, big collision. And it's going to be an offensive foul.
Go to the basket, but St. Louis has planted themselves there and up. I think she's moving. I personally think that's a block. I don't think she was set at all.
Well, Clagg drew the charge. Now she has it blocked. So Sydney Taylor making sure no more damage done on the other end. But for the first time, we end a quarter. All right, we've got 10 more minutes on the clock here from Wilmington. You almost don't want this one to end, as these two teams battling back and forth. A rematch of the regular season meeting just 11 days ago.
Mayo stuck her hand in and knocked it loose.
19 on the shot clock. They go right into Flowers. Calhoun. That left-handed shot looking pretty. Haven't seen a ton of those threes go down, but this one.
Basically what they did 2 weeks ago.
Taylor off the mark on that three-point attempt. 6 points is the largest that either team has led by in this game.
We got a switch again with the guard down on Flowers again.
6 on the shot clock. Martinez looking for an option. Calhoun has the hot hand.
Well, that's about the 3rd time that shot clock's running out and a defensive player for UMass has turned their head.
Breen, one move to get herself free. That looks better.
Good defense starts it with deflections and anticipation, and then a good second pass. You got plenty of time to make things happen.
Martinez open.
That's not her strength.
Mayo, driving, dishing. Breen, yes, off the glass is good.
Well, that time she just drew Flowers to come leave Breen to help, and now just that's the best look Breen's had all game.
Minute women trying to climb back in. They trail St. Louis by 4. Flowers uses her left.
That's a great use of the left hand.
5 Billikens in double figures now, including Flowers, as Gallikalandi goes to work on the other end.
And Martinez outrunning everybody after the basket.
Mayo glances off the front of the rim. Breen picks it up. Can't put it away. Mayo tries it again. That one's good.
They're staying in it right now just on offensive board hustle. There's the switching that UMass is in. Now they got a guard on Kennedy in the post. She wants the ball.
4 on the shot clock. McMakin misses everything. Taylor needs to bring that with her. Just a little out of control.
UMass calls a timeout to save it.
Only one timeout remaining after this one for UMass.
A lot of traffic for UMass guards to be trying to drive in there with Flowers and Martinez and Kennedy, who are all, pretty good rejecting shots in the paint.
Taylor, some contact. Gallikalandi finishes it off. 3 minutes to go. Billikens in the lead, trying to win their first ever A-10 championship and make their first ever NCAA tournament.
That happens right there when Flowers didn't use the board.
Mayo, offensive foul. It's a third personal on Mayo and takes away that attack and a chance for UMass to tie.
Cynical coaches have a theory about officials and offensive foul calls because it's a great motion. It's dramatic if you call an offensive foul.
You a cynical coach?
Yeah, sometimes.
McMakin, boy, she had to go through a lot of traffic.
And we got one going the other way.
She was big time in the Big South, 3-time All-Big South first team, A-10 second team this year, and her first year with St. Louis. Breen wants the three!
She's had about 4 possessions on pick and rolls where she's been the open one, and her teammate guards have driven in deep. They finally found her that time with plenty of space to shoot.
Mark that time. Breen hits the three. UMass takes a 1-point lead.
Now we'll see if UMass switches this all the way through.
7-0 run by the Minutewomen.
McMakin again with the ball in her hands against defensive pressure.
Taylor making it difficult. Oh, it goes off the glass.
She did not call bank.
Doesn't matter.
Taylor has a tendency to raise up a little bit on those kind of plays.
Taylor. That looked spot on. It was just a little short. Under 1:30 to go. 1 point St. Louis lead.
Well, we got Kennedy posted up again like we did earlier here on Philoxy. We'll see if they can figure out a way to take advantage of it. So far, they haven't.
Under 10 to shoot again. Martinez taking her time, looking for the shot she wants. Or how about a pass? She found Flowers. Flowers goes it again!
They're going to review to see if it was a shot clock violation.
You can see the shot clock.
Running down. Misses the first. Didn't hit the rim. I think she got it off.
Yeah, looked like it. And it's a big one. 72-69.
Now they're just looking at the clock.
Now UMass has started to get clicking a little better on this end of the floor the last few minutes. Philoxy being guarded by Calhoun. Taylor found an opening, but dishes off Gallikalandi.
We got a 13-second difference now between shot clock and game clock, so UMass can just play defense here, try to get a stop.
How good has this game been? How good has this tournament been? St. Louis with an incredible turnaround in their season to get here and be playing so well. Timeout called. Got a 12-second difference, game clock, shot clock.
Well, they did put it in McMakin's hand with the ball screen here. We got a switch.
5 now for McMakin. Offensive rebound. Who else but Martinez?
Now they have to foul. What is their fourth?
Guess who has the first triple-double of her career? Julia Martinez. 14 points, 11 assists, 10 boards. That rebound was her 10th, but she wants more.
So they're going to put McMakin at the line. But it can still be a one-possession game. UMass still has a timeout to advance it.
Kyla McMakin, leading scorer all season for St. Louis. 2 big points there from the free throw line.
Clearly, Taylor, I think, will be involved in whatever they look. You could afford to go for a 2 if you're UMass if you had another timeout, but that's going to make it tough.
Yeah, no timeouts remaining. That was the last one. Here's Taylor coming off the screen, takes the 3 and is fouled!
Oh my, the worst thing you could have happen over the top of 2 screens, and then she comes back off of 2 screens. And it put McMakin at a tough angle that she couldn't stop herself and landed.
Nothing but net on the first. That's the first free throw attempt today for Taylor. UMass as a team 9 for 13 from the line.
And she misses.
Now
So,
what?
I think without timeouts, you're probably going to have her miss it, but maybe not. She makes it. They're going to have, and St. Louis will take a timeout to advance it.
1 point Billiken lead. They get it to McMakin. 20 points this afternoon from McMakin. Is there history to be had for St. Louis and Rebecca Tillett and the players she brought over from Longwood who won a championship in the Big South last year? Can they win one now in the A-10? One last chance. Here comes Philoxy and UMass. Taylor has the ball in her hands again. The 3 at the buzzer!
We are going overtime.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
March Madness is here.
They chose not to. Sydney Taylor, who hasn't met a 3 that she didn't like, loves that one. And so does all of UMass Nation.
And the St. Louis team that has engineered an incredible turnaround all season long. But Sydney Taylor, the hero at the moment, the 3 at the buzzer to force some more time on the clock. St. Louis starts off with the basketball. Kyla McMakin, 22 points in the game to lead her Billiken team. Martinez with a historic triple-double in this A-10 championship game. She is fouled.
But she finishes going right and she passes going right.
One point St. Louis lead. Does UMass have a little bit of extra momentum now with that buzzer-beating 3? White is fouled inside.
We saw Breen knock down a big 3 late because of that. Trusted to go back there.
White on the free throw line, hits her first, often called the X factor.
Like we said earlier, each team has a junior off the bench. White being for UMass and Kennedy for St. Louis that are scorers for them.
Sometimes the moment might get the best of you, wanting to do so much for your team to help them to a championship. You can understand it.
One of the reasons UMass has gotten this far over the last couple of years is they've been very balanced. They've trusted each other.
No foul that time as Martinez drove.
She just tried to launch herself into a defender that time. Good defensive job of just backing up, making her be off balance.
Mentioned Breen, that last possession. She gets it now. She had 7 points in the fourth quarter and some big points as UMass had to come back from an 8-point deficit.
Backing down. I think she'd be better off facing the drive, but she does a good job of just leaning in.
As someone, namely you, might have predicted at one point. 3-pointers and free throws. The 3-pointers what got us here. Taylor's heave at the buzzer.
Careless around her at all.
She grabs another rebound. Martinez, whether it's a steal, a rebound, maybe an assist, making the moment count for St. Louis.
Offensive boards, 3 possessions on that trip down the court. Made them finally paid off.
Swings the lead, 1 point in favor of St. Louis. Breen working her way in.
That's a tough play. It's just so much length to shoot over.
#1 shot blocker in the country, Brooke Flowers, will make you think about it, that's for sure.
Got 8 on the shot clock.
Calhoun opts to go herself, and that's a good idea. One possession game, 3-point Billiken advantage. Taylor, can she do it again? Not this time, short.
Better run back.
Calhoun at the free throw line. 85% shooter on the season from the line. Getting closer. Out making some history, going to the NCAA tournament for the first time ever, winning this tournament for the first time ever. It's a 7-0 run here in overtime. Mayo. Every shot has been tough. Philoxy takes the three. Time really running out now on the Minutewomen.
St. Louis fans are feeling it now.
10 of their last 11 coming into this championship game today.
A better advantage for UMass to have revenge in mind or confidence for St. Louis. It feels like St. Louis has won with confidence.
After getting that regular season meeting victory just 11 days ago. And look at those numbers. Has that ever happened before in an A-10 championship? We're not sure. My guess is probably not. Triple-double in the championship game. Mayo's shot won't go. Now Martinez and the Billikens waiting for the foul to come. But that victory, 12.7 seconds away.
And she was part of Navy's resurgence during that time period and got the Longwood job. And you could just tell it's a young coach that just kind of has a feel for how to get there. And what she's done in back-to-back places, Longwood and St. Louis, has been incredible.
Oh, the glass is good for Taylor. Another big three. Is it big enough? 4.5 seconds on the clock. So hold on now.
St. Louis just needs to stand still and not foul anybody and do anything crazy. Just let them shoot.
Breen still has to go over Flowers and does. Another three. Now can they get a steal? Make things really interesting. It's a quick foul. Have to wonder if they've done enough to get an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament. It's been quite a year. Special season. Martinez, one of the absolute stars of this team.
The whole St. Louis bench just ready to sprint on the floor.
Last tee from Taylor. Go on and celebrate, St. Louis. You're going dancing for the first time ever as A-10 champions.